All right, Aries. Hi, my loves, and welcome back to the Mother Tressa channel. Like this video, subscribe should you want more, and also turn on the post notifications so you're made aware as soon as I upload a reading. If you have an Aries friend that is going through whatever I happen to bring up in this reading, then definitely share it so that they can see it, because that is the way that people find themselves to me, by word of travel. But let's see what's going on. I was a little shocked at what came through for Leo's reading, your fire sign counterpart. Things took a turn for the worst for them. So I just hope that we have it together here, okay? Right now, you guys have the Five of Swords that came out. I'm not going to take this card. Damn. King of Wands. I'm not going to take it. If it's meant to happen, it'll come back out. But you guys have the Five of Swords with the Two of Swords right now, which came up in Leo's reading, that Two of Swords. And then you have the Two of Cups, followed by the Temperance card and the Death card, okay. And the Page of Pentacles. There's some mirroring going on. Aries, y'all are in love with a Leo or somebody with a very prominent sun placement. If you follow Vedic astrology, then there are a lot of Aries that fall under the zodiac sign of Pisces. So they can be hitting either your sun placement, or there's something about you that's hitting theirs. But there's a Leo, bruh. Somebody is in love. Y'all are in love, and there is a lot of mirroring going on because a lot of scorpionic energy came up in Leo's reading. And they had repeating eights, which I did not mention. But in yours, you have the repeating twos. You have the Two of Swords and the Two of Cups. And after the Death card, you have the Page of Pentacles, which was the overlying energy for the sign of Leo. And I told them when I started their reading that as I was shuffling for them, I did see the Sun card that was at the bottom of the deck. And I was hoping that it had come out for them because they had such a great reading last week or 2 weeks ago whenever I did their video. And it didn't come out. But here it is at the bottom of your spread. So there's something going on between you and a fire sign. And it's just like, enough already. Like, if you guys know that you want to be together, then stop trying to build this resistance to continue to create the distance that is keeping you guys apart, right? You guys are only hurting yourselves. As I was shuffling, I heard the You Got It Bad song by Usher. So you, them, the both of y'all, it really don't even fucking matter anymore. Like, just admit it. That's what's real. That's what's real. But I feel like what's keeping you guys apart is somebody is not forgiving the other with this Temperance energy. Or it's just somebody is so hurt that they have just shut themselves out from the world here with this Five of Swords, the Two of Swords, and then the Temperance energy that's also here. And they're just going through an intensive period of healing. And so that's why nobody's speaking with the other person. And if that is the case, right, the latter is the case, then I have to support that and say that you should not be trying to reach out. You shouldn't be trying to reach out to this person because it's going to interrupt their process and it's going to trigger them with this Death energy and this Page of Pentacles and bring up all the turmoil and the trauma and the angst that they were at the point of recovery in getting over. Is going to bring it back up, you know, and then they're going to have to start all the way over from the beginning. So just leave this person alone for now if they are going through a healing process and you know that. That means that they have gone through a period where they have given so much of themselves to so many other people that just weren't appreciative, and it can have included you. Again, this can be vice versa energy. And so for that reason, they feel like, okay, well, obviously the love that I have, that I've given out, is not good enough. So let me just step back, you know, and let me just work on me and give it all back to myself, you know, because maybe I'm just giving it out to the wrong people. So it can come through as those types of conversations that you could have had with a person that has asked for space or time apart. You have to tread very lightly with that type of person in that type of situation. But if you guys are just not speaking to each other because you just blocked each other after being upset over words that were exchanged, but that neither one meant, again, to fire signs, it can be expected that you're going to lash out at each other and that there's going to be friction because there's often that competitive energy that comes through. And then when you have an Aries that is naturally competitive with Leo that is just naturally center of attention, and that is naturally, as their house is concerned, into entertainment. And so they will throw jabs and or they will make jokes just to get a reaction by way of you, right? Because they are the king and queen's court. So they are all about having jesters in front of them that they can kind of like, I don't want to say play, but to some degree, yeah, right? Because they're that playful child-like energy in that way, like a puppeteer. Or they just stage certain events to get, again, like reactions out of people. I don't know how to describe it. You really, if you have never been with a Leo, you have to be with a Leo to kind of get where I'm going with that. So when you have those two types of energy, and both that are naturally very attractive, right? They don't have to do much to enhance beauty. So people just naturally throw themselves at both energies. Egos grow, you know? And so if you guys have just been kind of going tit for tat, going back and forth with this Five of Swords and this Two of Swords, can I pick it up off the table? Then you're just needing to realize just how immature you guys are in doing that, because nobody wins in that situation. Eventually somebody's feelings is going to get hurt, you know? But Arians, you guys can be relentless with this death energy. So that's what you need to learn and potentially evolve at this time. Just like your capacity to really drill it into somebody and make people like just feel bad. Like you can really tear a person apart because you're ruled by the planet Mars, and that's also a ruler of the sign of Scorpio with this death energy. And you know, once you have wronged a Scorpio, they are plotting and scheming, and so you also have those tendencies within you. So I feel like you need to know when to activate that energy and when to just like kind of just let things go. But also to flip it and make it more positive here, whatever it is that you have sacrificed, it's going to return to you tenfold, because you see in the death card, on the other side of that barren land is new earth, right? Is a new beginning, right? With every death is a fresh start. So this is nothing that you have to look at in fear in whatever it is that you've had to give up. Because when you even break it down to very basic concepts here with the Page of Pentacles, like with school, like I'm 20, how old am I? Shit, I'm 27 this year, okay? And so being a 27-year-old, I wouldn't want to be in the first grade still, you know what I mean? Like there is something to be said about leaving one state of existence for another. Just imagine if you had to eat the exact same thing every day for the rest of your life. Though I know that we played that type of game on like Facebook or whatever, if you had to choose one to eat for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Like, yeah, in theory, it sounds good to eat ice cream, you know, every day for the rest of your life. But at some point, you're going to be sick of that. You're going to miss a home-cooked meal. You're going to miss having something just hot altogether. You're going to just miss variety. You know what I mean? So that's how you have to look at it in these experiences that you're going through. Just appreciating the variety that you get out of life and being able to evolve and move to the next thing, you know? And again, not everybody can go with you as you're growing and developing as a person. And that's okay. There does not have to be any bad blood, but that can come through with this death energy for sure. And again, that's what you're struggling with here with this temperance energy. just forgiving those people that may have wronged you. Because at the end of the day, it's like they were in a place mentally where they felt they had to do that to survive. You know what I'm saying? We all have different survival instincts, and we all have a very different moral code. Okay? And so stop hypothetically putting people on a pedestal here with this Two of Cups energy, if this is somebody that you're not with and just a general thing that you do. Stop putting people on a pedestal too soon, before you really know who they are, you know, before you really know what motives this person is coming to you with, and just automatically thinking that they are good people. So you have to protect yourself in a very different manner without you coming off as defensive, and without you coming off as like rebellious, or without you feeling like you have to then shut yourself off from the entire world, which again deprives you of the variety of life, right? Which then makes you feel like there is no zest for life, like there is no hope, that things can't be recovered. You know what I mean? At the very least, you have your dignity that you can hold on to here. But I definitely feel like you guys have great potential to do amazing things and to accomplish great things. You just have to maybe revise at this time how you've been going about them. And with your loving relationships, like again, if you know in your heart of hearts that you are in love with someone, this Leo, and you know at the end of the day that you guys are meant to be together, then appreciate the separation right now, because it's temporary with this Temperance energy here. Again, it's just a time for you guys to recalibrate at this time and to get back in touch with your spirituality and to become a little bit more centered here. Because again, for some of you guys, you Arians, you move hard, and when you love hard. It's always a till death do you part. You always feel like you see the finish line with this Sun energy, because you know the Sun guy Helios, he had foresight. You just feel like every person that you meet is the one that you're going to be with forever. That's not always the case here. So for those of you that are just moving too fast, it's like, okay, just remembering and doing that, you will always lose yourself, and you will always feel like you have to break up, and you always feel like you have to pray for freedom and to be by yourself to get out of these situations, because you called them in out of desperation and despair here. And it's like, okay, let's just take our time, right? Let's just put one foot in front of the other. That's all that matters right now. Let's just take it a day at a time. Let me get to know this person, and let me just be a little bit more cautious, right, of the things that I see that I know are red flags, and let me not bypass them thinking that it's no big deal, knowing that it can grow, you know, and grow into a whole monster in itself if I choose to ignore it, right? To turn a blind eye to it here. But again, for those that are just in separation from somebody that you know you will end up with, because you've already gotten that confirmation that you will be with this person, then it's just enjoying your space and just evolving yourself in your hobbies and your work in the meantime, and just continuing to build on your stability and just continuing to build on your character. But be honest about that, right? The parts that you've played in your shortcomings and what they are, and how you can improve so that you can go back into this union being the better version of yourself than before, right? We're not perfect, but you want to be able to show that there has been, I don't even want to say a rebranding, but that you're new and improved. You know what I mean? And the same for this other person. That's what you guys have to realize. So that's what I have for you guys. Expect somebody to be returning fairly soon though. So I really hope that you guys have done the healing. Again, unless this is something that's fairly recent, it's a new wound that has been created, and give it a little bit more time. But for those that have been separated for a while, and now it's kind of like, okay, like the silence is deafening at this point, because it's been far too long, then just know that something is on the horizon. Like somebody's going to be coming in, because they just cannot go another second or another minute without seeing you or hearing you or feeling you. So tell me who it is in the comment section below. Is it you or is it them? Like this video, comment, Subscribe, again, if you haven't, and book with me should you need to. But if I don't hear from you, then please just take care of yourself and your soul until you see me again.